Hello everybody and welcome back to Vintage Story. My name is Skriddle and we've got a lot to do today. So as of last episode, I've done a little more work on the house, trying to get things more streamlined for us. So the big thing inside the house, no longer will we be digging holes in the floor. If you look up there, there's a new door, and behind the new door is our new pit kiln room. Made some glass so we can look out at our lawn, and just have a spot where we can dig in some pit kilns. I made a bunch of bowls and the lamel mold. I'm not truthfully sure what that's for yet, but we didn't have one, and I didn't feel like making more bowls. Figured we needed one of these. I made all the bowls up as we're getting to a point where we really do need more light. But also, I'm down to one bowl. So anytime that I have food in the bowl, I have to eat it before I can get anything else out of a crock. So that was the need for the bowls. Out here, I just kind of continued the wood over, just so it kind of looks like it's holding up this rock maybe. I probably should put another bit of wood here, just so that it all matches. And I need more of the layers of sticks up here just to keep everything kind of uniform. But I think that looks pretty good. Continue the wood straight down to the floor, or the ground, so that way everything's on one level out here. This area that was once the Sky Farm, I think we're gonna no longer try to use it as the Sky Farm. I did move the berries down to the other farm. I think it's just we're up too high and stuff just struggles to grow up here, which is a bummer. That being said, I moved all of our farming stuff. Yeah, gotta put staircase out there yet. Moved all our farming stuff to the south fields. I'm hoping just lower altitude, they're not in the wind as much. They might do us a little bit better. And I don't want to show too much. Oh, you might have seen it. Don't want to show too much yet. Get down to a vantage point here. I've done some work to rearrange the south field farms. And I have done a lot of work. I just kind of sat back, listened to some tunes, and just terraformed the whole field down here. Now, it's nowhere near done. I do think that we do still need to make greenhouses. But I've slowly been changing everything over to the medium fertility farmland. Anytime that something was harvestable off of the low fertility, I cut it down, did not replant. We'll replace this with the medium fertility. There's really just... I was a fool to do it this way. There's no reason to use low fertility when like the whole surface of the field out here is medium fertility. But I have planted a few more things just to keep the farm a-rolling. I do think some of these are actually good to go. Most of them are good to go. Look at that. We're going to have carrots and cabbage. Spelts. The spelt here is basically good. But what we really need is we need this flax, which is lagging terrible. The flax is used to make the windmill bigger. So we're going to need more flax. But we're just kind of in a waiting game for that. But our trees have sprouted. It looks like 2 of our cuts had died, unfortunately. I put packed dirt all the way around our trees, just so that way we can kind of easily see it. Packed dirt, at least according to the handbook, does not grow grass. As far as the does not fall... I believe when you start a world, you can actually have dirt be affected by gravity. It is not a default setting, so we don't have it active in this world. But I suspect that that's where the packed dirt would come in handy. But the fact that it doesn't grow grass is the reason that I wanted it. Just so that way, while we're like up there out and about, we can kind of look down and see the trees easy. There's no grass here for wolves or anything to hide in. It keeps us a little bit safer. I do think when we get up to full size, and I'm content with how big our farm is, I will need to put a fence around it as well, but with this constantly expanding, a fence doesn't really seem to make sense at the moment. Our pine trees have grown, and it looks like, unfortunately, all of them are going to get cut down. I don't know if the pine trees that you grow can have the sap node on it or not. That's really what I'm trying down here, is all of these pine trees. I'm hoping inevitably each one would have a sap node on it, and that would allow us to get the pine sap or the resin easy. But none of these grew with the sap nodule thing on them, so I'm a little curious if they just won't. And if that's the case, that kind of makes this planting pine trees like this irrelevant. I'll cut this down. We'll try again. We'll plant more. It's not the end of the world if they don't, because at the very least we are getting wood out of it. It's just not the resource that I was hoping to be able to farm efficiently. As far as out here, these are all of the bushes that we have so far. We have red currant, white currant, and black currant. And then over here we have blueberry and cranberry. They are flowering. We haven't gotten a harvest out of anything down here quite yet. Oh, demon portal. The ones that are not flowering, I believe, are the ones that I just planted from the sky farm down here, so they have more time. But they're moving. They're just moving slow. When we harvest, we should be able to get a substantial amount of fruit off of this. The master plan here is dig up all the rows in between each of these and put in either packed dirt or pathway again, so we don't have the grass in here, and we're not struggling to see anything sleeping in here or so. When we fill this up, if this seems to be an efficient way to do things, we'll probably just fence this off as is. I don't know as if we need more berry bushes. I'm certainly not against doing a second vineyard, as it were. And then just to keep tabs on stuff, way over here is actually not one but two mature fruit trees. We have a pink apple tree and a pear tree, and they're very close to being ripe. Depending on how long we do things, we might be able to pick these in this episode, if not next. So we're gonna keep tabs on those. And then, last but certainly not least... That was a wolf. Okay. Last but certainly not least, I've done a little running around in the cave that has given us our first 3 teleporters. And you might notice a new staircase here. The cave that is all in is not done yet by any stretch. I mean, there's just a ton. But there's actually another teleporter down here. So I thought that was pretty wild. And I vaguely remember finding this a long time ago, and we just kind of blocked it off and then forgot about it, couldn't find it again. And I didn't realize that it was all in the same cave. So I actually, I've been, like, happily ignoring it. Another, okay, we're not ready to be down here. There's another locust nest up there that we're gonna have to watch out for. Supposedly you can break the locust spawner, but they take way too long to break, and that's probably something that we're not going to be able to do. We're just going to have to do our best to avoid them. I was kind of under the impression that I'd be able to, like, run in quick, break a locust nest, and run out. But after last episode came out, I've gotten a couple of comments that say it is possible, but you have to have some pretty strong tools to do it quickly enough. So I think that the locust nests are probably just something that we're going to have to avoid in the meantime. We're a ways off of progressing armor-wise. We do still need tin. We're running low on copper, but we are, like, basically out of tin, and that's that is just going to be kind of our hang-up. The prospecting pick makes some sense to me, but I'm still rather confused by it. But that is okay. We're all here to learn, and I'm just a silly scriddle, that's all. But we're gonna pick up all our bowls. We'll make a couple of lights, but mostly we just need the bowls to go into the kitchen. I do think too, speaking of kitchen, there is a shelf. Whoa, there is a shelf, and it's pretty cheap. We have basically all the stuff for it. And from my understanding, because all the bowls and stuff say that they're storable on shelves, I think we can actually put this on the wall and store our bowls. Look at that. Wish it didn't stick out quite so far. I kind of wish that it was like half the block, just because it looks a little big. Maybe we'll make another one though. And we'll have a whole bunch of bowls in here. Except I can't see what's on the top shelf. I'm too short. Let's see, we'll have another bite of our snack here. We do need some better food options. Ooh, some of our stuff's rotting. The radish or turnips, even when made into a hearty stew, if it's all turnips, it's just not that good. So I think what we've got to do is grab the grain here, make some flour, and make some dough. Oh, ran by it. My house is getting too big. So let's see. We'll, oh, apparently I left horns in here. Let's see. Grab the axe. We'll re-plumb? Reconnect all these things, I guess. Oh, no, there it goes. It's just slow. Go on, grain. Alright, how are we doing in here? Not bad. Not bad. So, what we gotta do is take this off of here and put that back. No. Somehow there's... Oh, dough. Yeah, dough. Oh! Oh. We need our bucket. We need our bucket and we need water. Okay, that's easy. Okay, so we have a bucket and we have water. I've made bread before, but there's the dough. If we click on the table, it makes a pie crust. Okay, all right. And then I guess we can just fill the pie crust with stuff. Berries is like, this is like the real use for berries, is making pie. Oh, and then I think we can actually put a top on it and change it out to be pretty. Okay. Now we load up our ovens just like we're cooking bread. And we light them. And then the ovens actually have to be hot first. And then we can make just like a bunch of pies. Now, one of the wikis or YouTube video or something, somewhere I saw burnt breads and pies last longer but are nutritionally worse. So if that's the case, we may, like late season, we might burn some pies intentionally, just so we have fruit through the winter. They're just not, like, they're not as good, but they last a lot longer. This is fresh for 2 days, so I could actually make another pie right off the bat. And there we go. And I like that. And then we can take this and make one more. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, okay. And then we just go like so. And then we just kind of wait. They're in the oven now. They're cooking. All right. I feel like there should be like a there should be a little timer or something on the front just so I know. Like you're kind of just watching them, and like you can, if you look close, you can actually see that they rise. See, there it goes. Look at that. Oh, I love it. I love bacon pie. And if it's as good as bread, part baked. If it's as good as bread, this is probably easier than bread, because the bread you have 4 things you're watching. The pie you just have 1. Part baked. Oh, it got bigger. Oh, it's done. It's done. Oh, it's hot. Let it out. Let it out to cool, and we'll put in our other pie. And this one's done. Let it out to cool. Spook, can we get like a pie achieved? Yay! Alright, we need more grain. I know I can probably leave that in the oven. Let's see, do we have more flour? We do have more flour. Boy, do we need... Come on. Give. Alright, I won't look. Now I'm looking. Man, this is slow. There we go. I got flour. Do I have... Oh, I had flour. I'm a fool. I think we're gonna need a sink in the kitchen so we can get water. That's done. Okay. My floor is clean. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Hi. How you eat them? Do I have to... I have to cut it. Alright, let's see here. So, we're totally empty on grain. We never have protein, or dairy. We're pretty low on protein. This is going to be basically all fruit and grain. And we're half hungry right now. So if we eat this, it gave us almost a bar of grain. And like a quarter of our total. Okay. Should I just cut these up and put them in the crock? Or the vessel. Yeah. Alright, how long are these good for? 30 days. Okay, so they're good for like a month. That's pretty good, honestly. Oh no. Oops. I burnt them. Well, I did say we were gonna try to do that, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting. Oh, for the give. There we go. Wasn't quite to the extent that I wanted to try. Start that up. At least that can't burn. There you go. Alright, so we'll set these down and we'll get them. Actually, I won't cut one because we'll see if that makes it last longer. Okay. So, in here we have... So, these pies are good for 30 days. This one's good for 45 days. And the whole pie is also good for 45 days. Okay, so burning them does increase their longevity. Is this still... It's gonna... Yeah, it'll finish. Boop. And we may as well get our protein up. Toss that there. Toss that there. No more food on us. We can leave the bucket here, though. Boop. Okay. double checking for flax. Let's see, it's daylight, so we can drop off a few things. I don't have a... Can I just... Oh, I don't want to put it in there. It'll spoil faster. No, it'll spoil faster in there, too. Wow. We're going to be here in like a day. It's not going to spoil by the time it's in there. That's fine. Whoop. Yeah. Alright. We need a scythe. We have our knives. I don't really need the grass or anything, but we'll keep it on us. I guess I can drop off the planks. I wish that there was a way to like label my chest, because I often forget about what chest is what and blah blah bleepity bloop bloop. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous episodes or not, but I moved all our crocs or whatever the vessels down into their own little room. It seems like the kitchen didn't count as a... that is a moose. That is a moose. Hello, moose. Are you a fool? Okay, we're gonna play this game, aren't we, moose? Come on in. Oh, can't you? Yeah, get over here. Oh. Well, I mean... That's one way to get a moose. Just throw it off a cliff. Well, remember, you are hostile to me. Won't be able to harvest much. That looks like a lot to me, buddy boy. Alright. On to cattails. So the reason to bring a scythe and a knife, is the scythe can do the first like trim off of the cattails, and then the knife I need to actually pick up the roots. I want to collect up just a bunch of them. So like I can do like this, and then see it did both at the same time, and then I can come in with a knife, and this will get me the root. And I can move the root. It seems like cattails don't really have a particular place to plant them. Like, they don't have to be in water. So we can just make, like, a field of cattails, which will make it easy for us to go in with a with the scythe and collect up just a bunch once they start growing. If they're in little singles like this, it's just as well to do it with a knife. The scythe is really when they're clustered together. And there we go. I'll consider today a success with the collecting if we can get, say, like 50. Which I don't think will be too hard. It looks like we have a fair bit around us. Come on. Why am I not? Oh, there it goes. I'm not sure if there's a way to farm the horsetail, or if that's something that you always just have to go find. It seems like it's pretty readily available, but it would be nice to it'd be nice to be able to just like farm it some way. There we go. But while we do this, I figured have something to talk about. We'll go into a long-winded rant. I was messing around on a creative world, trying to get ideas, inspiration, ways to pretty up the house, because our decoration ability is pretty lacking. And what I found in the creative world is that there's actually a whole page of blocks that are just simply called like creative block. And it'll be creative block green, creative block teal, creative block whatever. And they're kind of like concrete from other block game, where they're just kind of like a plain flat texture. They're not as saturated as as other block game. They're certainly muted enough where they don't look out of place. in Vintage Story. Spook, if you wouldn't mind, just so that the viewer has a visual here, would you mind putting a picture up of the creative block colors on the screen here? Thank you, Spook. So if you see, they're like a muted concrete block. They are chiselable, as far as I can tell. At least they're chiselable in creative mode. So I suspect that they are chiselable, and it's a real shame that we don't have access to make these blocks in a survival world. Just for the simple fact of they are chiselable, and you would be able to do a lot with them in like a chisel setting. My first thought was being able to make decorations out of them. Even if the entire block was kind of difficult to make, being able to have just a clean, green block or something, I could chisel, say, a bowl, and then put a salad in it at the low end. Or, you'd be able to have a colored wall that isn't wallpaper. The traders do sell wallpaper, but it's so expensive that it's just not really something you can get easily or get enough of. Like I would never be able to chisel my what is that as a chicken? I would never be able to chisel wallpaper my whole bedroom. It's just not feasible. Which I heard a bear. I need the horsetail, but I heard a bear. The other thing, there is actually a glowing block also available in the creative menu. That is the same texture as like the concrete block, but it just emits light. And as far as I can tell, there's no way to get that block either. So I've been doing some thinking, some big long scriddle, big brain stuff, which I know, scary, big ideas coming out of a guy who's got like 100 hours in this game. But I think it would be nice if they were accessible in the same capacity. Ooh, there's a bunch of cattails. If they were accessible in the same capacity, like they are, if we treated them like concrete, say you had to get sand, limestone, you had to grind it, mix it up, and then and bake it to make a concrete powder. Then you mixed the concrete powder. You either mix the concrete powder dry with a dye that would be collected, much the same, or even if the dye had to be purchased from a trader. I don't think that's too terrible. I do think adding it, making it in the trader pool would be an issue, because you would never be able to get a usable amount, and it would kind of live where it does now, where it's just not really accessible. But if you had, I think that bear's stuck. At least I hope that bear is stuck. You want people to be able to access it easily. So if it was treated like a concrete, where you could get it relatively consistently, pretty reliably, and people could actually use it, then I think that would at least be beneficial to somebody like me who wants to have a little color in their house, but just currently doesn't have access to any of the stuff that could get color in the house. I'm gonna stay away from that bear. So if you had a dye, you had to wet the concrete, mix the concrete with a color or something, and then you could, harvest it again with a pickaxe. I I don't think that would fit too far outside of the core game loop that Vintage Story definitely does very, very well, while still allowing the player to have some creativity. And I'm certain that there's probably a mod for it. My problem is that I, especially with this playthrough, I want to show the game in its most pure form. I want people to see what the game is all about. If they download it, they don't have to do anything. They can play it and they can go, everything that I saw on YouTube, I can do. And I'm certain that there's like a lot of convenience mods out there that probably do a lot of what I'm asking. Not even in this scenario, but just little stuff. It'd be nice if we could move hot water. I understand to an extent why we're not able to, because farms do undermine the core gameplay loop. However, I think not being able to farm certain resources does restrict your building ability down a bit. But I guess that's my rant there is I want those blocks. I want a way that I can get those blocks. I think if they were a concrete, that would fit within the game, and at the very least I could have, green walls in my bedroom, or I could chisel them down and use them for colored voxels in statues. I'm rather disappointed that I'm just not able to do it, and it's not even you're not able to do it because it just seems like they're just kind of silently in the background and not really mentioned, and that is a bummer. Oh, I guess I should have used the scythe here. But we're actually we're certainly exceeding my expectations with the cattails, which does not hurt my feelings. We're always going to be needing them anyway, and if we can have a big field of them, then especially if they're tight packed together and you can just kind of come in and do that and get a bunch, I think that'll help keep us alive. Be more apt to make rope and stuff, just because one of the ingredients is now readily accessible. All right, and then we just do this, and I don't know, there. So now I can come in. I'll be able to collect up. When it's all fully grown, I mean, we know we just planted 64. I think I had maybe a dozen there or so beforehand. So we'll be able to come in, collect up a bunch really fast, and we'll kind of always have access to rope materials. But more importantly, this time at least, we have quite a bit of the poultice. This is the healing salves. We should be able to make ourselves up a bunch. Oh, and I haven't been eaten. I feel like an entire pie should fill you up a little bit more. I mean, that thing is like 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. That's a big pie. And it didn't even fill me. I could eat more. So I am curious. We have a bunch of meat now. I wonder if we can make a meat pie. And I wonder if the meat pie is, actually that can stay. I need a bucket. I wonder if the meat pie is better than, I wonder if the meat pie is better than the meat stew. Do that. And then this. Oh. Oh, wow, that took all of, it's not even full. If it's not full, I needed just 2. Okay. these never baked, so one thing is not enough. We do need a place to store our firewood, just so that we have access to it in the kitchen a little easier. I don't think this needs to be fully full. We're just going to do some bread. Let's see. It is August too. Boy, summer's almost over. Man, I hope we're able to grow our flax before the end of the year. Part baked, dough, bowl, do stuff. I wonder, could I make a turnip pie? I bet I could. Oh, there they are. I got real worried real fast. Oh, I can. Can I add meat layers? No. No, but I can make a full turnip pie. That sounds awful. Ooh, that one's done. Get that on in there. Get our pies away. Part baked, raw. Probably make a second turnip pie. That's probably not the end of the world. Still raw. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ah, I missed the pie window. I made a charred pie. I didn't want to make a charred pie. I wanted a good pie. Well, you know. Yeah. Sit on down. So I can look at you. I'm sitting on the table. I didn't mean to sit on the table. Sit in the chair. There we go. Oh man, our armor looks pretty rough. But while my pie cooks, I think that's where we unfortunately come to an end, guys. I do want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment, love it, like it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hello. Come on. Come on. Don't be dumb. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on in. Hey, no. Come inside. Hello. Hello, are you stupid? No? Are you stupid? Come on. Come on. I'm testing something. Come on.